know, she sent me a sample list. She instruct me how to get my clients' deposit secured and all that. So I just want to give a shout out to the team. You know, if you don't have somebody like these people around, then of course your tunnel's gonna be dark. So I appreciate it, you know, the whole Keller William team. So I just want to give a shout out for that.
Yeah, I think
Really?
I don't know. I think the summary there is that if you don't have people like that around, you're not looking.
Exactly.
Because we're
Hey,
one company, 3 locations. Go ahead, Kina.
no, I was actually going to follow up on what Miguel was saying. It's just the community that have been built with the whole Waxman group, and I can call pretty much the agents I know in different centers to also get help. So it really is cool. And yes, Miguel Page has been awesome to help with
Oh
leases and
yeah.
so awesome. So I really like the community that we build, and we build that community through being in the groups of like the morning script play that Sarah had created a long time ago, which is wonderful, you know. So yes, I am very grateful to be a part of the Waxman group on a whole.
Awesome.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. It's more than just a couple classes. It's just the intangibles that we don't know unless we plug in and ask and leverage. So well done. Well done. All right. With that said, guys, let's dive in. Our intention is to keep the meeting between 12 and 1 p.m. Last week, we got done 10 minutes early. And yet this week, let's see if we can match and give you guys back some time. But meanwhile, not watering down anything that we're about to dive into. So as always, after the bucket fills, we move over into our mission, our vision, our values, belief, and perspective as an office. So as a team, let's rock and roll. Who is sharing our mission?
To build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Awesome. And our vision?
To be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers.
Awesome. And our values?
Our values: God, family, then business.
And our beliefs?
Sarah, you in?
Win-win or no. Do the right thing. Is my audio coming through okay?
I don't know. Keep going.
Always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, see.
Well, the recruiting stuff is.
Getting cut off.
Yeah, no, Sarah, you're going in and out. So our beliefs: win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, always seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas, then results. Teamwork, because together we all achieve more. Trust, always, always, always starts with being honest. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people, not around them. And it's really important as we circle back to our mission moment. Our perspective: we are a technology company that provides the real estate platform that agents, buyers, and sellers prefer. Keller Williams thinks like a top producer. We act like a trainer consultant and focus all of our activities on service, productivity, and profitability. And that brings us over to our KWX belief system. And I show this every week for one reason and one reason only, because we are part of a greater organization of KWX, which includes KW Covered, KW Mortgage, KW Worldwide, and so many other factions of Keller Williams. So as we dive in, Sarah, tell us about our mission moment here.
So in our mission moment, who is relatively new to our market center in getting everyone in the game. One team, one mission, and getting everyone in the game. Put together actually 3 classes a week to help our agents win. Do you have a picture to put up, Lee?
I don't. And yet what I can do is put them on the screen, but you are going in and out and very challenging to follow because it's literally like every 4 words. So I'm gonna hop in and grab the mic. Good thing we practiced this before and knew where we were going with it. So Sarah, I recommend just go to another place in the house that probably doesn't have the spotty in and out. So this person has been selfless, has gone above and beyond, has donated and provided their time to you, our agents. Whether you choose to plug in or not is up to you. From investing in you on Wednesdays to converting with buyers with ease, to role play, to group coaching. Tom Fonseca, which let me do this. How do I do this? Let's spotlight like that and stop sharing. So Tom, you here's the dynamic as to why leadership felt you were the best mission moment. Because the dynamic that you're bringing to our agents in investing in you, from helping agents get out of debt to learning how to be a steward of their money, is so much more than finding a buyer or finding a seller, or how to do a presentation or not do a presentation, or, hey, this is how real estate works. You're going so deep to the foundation. And this is the 2nd or 3rd time that I've brought up foundation. You've bought into our mission. You are pouring into our agents. And this mission moment, man, is about you, because grateful to be in business with you and so thankful to know that you have my back, Sarah's back, our leadership team's back, and all of our agents, man. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said many times before, Lee, I feel like I got drafted onto the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I feel pretty good. Thank you.
Amen. I'm grateful, and onward.
Hollywood.
Onward. All right. Whoa, that's loud. All right. That brings us back here to our goals. Productivity. If we, hold on, where is that coming from, guys?
¿Cómo se puede accesarla para verla? ¿Cuándo
Please.
tendrías?
I'm trying
Thank
to,
you.
I got
Thank
it.
you. 2022 goals. Our productivity coaching has goals. 223 transactions. That's just over 20 closings. Just under $78 million in volume. And the question really now is those in the PC program, how much of that $2.14 million are you going to grab your unfair share of? This is the goal, the flag on the hill set by the coaching program. And we're going to grow our market center by 154 agents this year. The question becomes, how many of those are going to name you as the sponsor? Out of 154 agents, how many will you be focused on changing their lives? That's 13 a month, y'all. We're going to share just under $92,000 in passive income. And we're going to grow the productivity coaching program by 132 agents. So what an exciting opportunity we have flowing into and already hunkering down in 2022. And remember, if your goals aren't plastered anywhere, then it's a wish. Take your goals, write them out, and tell everyone you know what your goals are. Because 1, you're going to put it out in the universe. And 2, well, You have that better of a chance to convert. So with that said, let's dive into the stakeholder meeting moment. This is the part of the meeting, y'all, that I bring an educational piece to the meeting. I put quite a bit of work in to presenting and having something that's going to impact you. So this is a great opportunity to grab a pen and paper and get ready, because this is ideally going to give you something to think about over the next couple days. So the first is, what is a model? And a model is simply borrowing the best thinking. A model is borrowing the best thinking. I like to use the term or the idea that if you were to give a 2-year-old who has never seen a toothbrush before, never seen it, and you just gave it to them, they're probably going to brush their face, their arms, the floor. But as a parent, you model how to use a toothbrush. You put it under the water, you put toothpaste on, you put it back under the water, you brush one side in the back, then you go to the other side. You model the best way to brush your teeth. See, in business, it's no different. There are models on how to do everything efficiently. And so the purpose of a model is very simply, it's the source of everyone's results. It's discovering what people have done better than us, and then we just literally R&D, rip off and duplicate, rip off and duplicate. And so what I'm going to share over the next couple slides are a couple models that I intend just to get you curious, just to get you a little bit curious of learning or wanting to learn more about. So the first is, why use a model? Because some of you just go out there every day and do things, and you get results. Some of you think before you do it, and you get better results. That might hit home a little bit. Some of you just go and do things. Some of you think a little bit before you do things, like maybe having a business plan, but not really knowing the best practices. You just have a business plan. The third and most efficient way to run a business is to not only think, but write a plan based off of proven models, then go out there and do. So this works for any business. It works for being a parent. It works for being a partner. There are models and systems for everything. And yet, many of us live life without slowing down and finding a model that brings efficiency to our world. Think of going to the gym. Some of us go to the gym entrepreneurially. We just kind of go. Some of us hire a trainer, which has a model on efficiency in doing whatever it is that we're doing. Real estate is no different. So this is our model. You see, any company, any agent at any company can do this. We just happen to teach it. And this is the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent 2 model. And it starts with having a value proposition. In other words, why should somebody hire you? That's your value proposition. What is your service plan? In other words, what is, you have value, but what do you do to get repeat and referral business? And are you feeding? Are you building? Are you servicing a database? So that's the outside of the MREA. Then we break down leads, listings, leverage, which we're going to do in a second. But all business, all real estate starts with leads. The most efficient real estate businesses power listings. And of course, leverage is people, systems, tools. But first we have to think. We have to have a plan. Then we have to make money. And once we make money, we then have to figure out, do we want to work the rest of our life or do we want to net so we can start investing? Once we've net the amount of money we want to net, the question then becomes, what are the streams of income that we're generating so that we receive the amount of money passively? And once we have a successful real estate business and streams of income, the question is, how much are we going to give financially to help those around us, to help those less fortunate than us, to build a legacy and help those that need it more than we do? So that's the MREA model. So you can see, guys, if you grabbed 100 random real estate agents, 99 of them are just literally working with no models, no systems, no guidance. They're literally grinding all day long, all month long, all year long. This is the cheat code: efficiency in building a business. So here's excerpts of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And again, leads, listings, leverage. I was hoping that I could get a volunteer to read what it says here under leads, just to hear a different voice. So can I get a volunteer to read that little quote from page 40 and 41 of the MREA?
To succeed in real estate, you must have client leads. It's that simple. Until you have enough leads to meet or exceed your goals, there is no other issue.
Yep. Now that might be a little different approach than some of you take every morning. And that's okay, because now you see what the model is for leads. Can I get a volunteer to please read listings?
A highly productive individual can personally obtain 15 to 25 seller listings per month. The same agent would be hard pressed to sell homes to 7 or 8 buyers a month for any prolonged period of time.
Yeah, it's a fact, because buyers take almost 3 times the amount of time to close the same amount of business as listings. It just is what it is. So it's not anything against buyers. It's just, if you want to maximize your income, you focus on listings. But the caveat is that buyers fund a listing agent's career. In other words, if you don't have 4, 5, 6 listings a month regularly, then you have to work buyers until you could ramp up enough business of listings.
Amen.
That's the asterisk that people forget, and that's why they fail out of the business. Because everyone wants to be a listing agent, but there's only so many listings. So buyers fund the focus of building a listing-based business. Volunteer to read leverage from page 42.
The truth is that time does not always translate into money. Those who work the longest hours are not always those who make the most money.
Amen. You know, one of my favorite things,
One of my
favorite things, Tom, and thanks, Kem, is one of my favorite things is when agents tell me they're so busy. I'm so busy. And it's like, you want an award? Like, what do you mean you're so busy? There are models and systems to help people be more efficient. You either choose to build models and systems in your business, or you choose to have reasons why you're so busy. Guys, before I became team leader, my real estate team closed over 100 transactions, and I was working 4.5 days a week. 4.5 days a week. And my real estate team was closing over 100 transactions because we focused on leads, listings, and leverage, and master dialogues to guide people to fit inside our business practice versus them dictating how my business was going to be running. And when you have a lead, you have to do whatever they tell you to do. When you have leads, you get to pick and choose who fits inside your model, your systems, your world, and you'll be the magical answer of how much time you get back into your week. So I want to pivot for a second, and I want to show you another model that has nothing to do with real estate. And this is a model of how money works. See, nobody teaches how money works. So I'm going to share with you a model of how money works. So there are two ways to make money. You can work for your money, or your money works for you. Either way, it becomes cash flow. And there are 4 ways to move your cash flow. The first is to spend it. Who spends their cash flow? Show of hands. I spend my cash flow. And yet, another way to take your cash flow is you can hold it, meaning you can put it under your mattress. One of the things that drives my wife crazy, because she's a saver, is that I literally hide cash all over the house. Like if I, God forbid, passed away, it would be like a scavenger hunt in the house, because I literally have it in all of these weird places. And it's like, no one knows. I'm going to make like this little like riddle that when you look here and then you look here and then you look here, all over the house, guys, in the garage, and it's everywhere. And yet that would be holding it. You can donate it, or you can invest it. But guys, when you have money, there's only 4 things you can do with it: spend it, hold it, donate it, or invest it. So let's break down investing. When you invest your money, you can invest it in 2 different ways. You can lend it, or you can own it. So these are the positions of lending or owning, which is passive or active. So we're going to break down passive. So in passive, which means hands off, it's just happening. That would be money markets, CDs, bonds, and treasury bills. Now, you can own passively by doing stocks, REITs, mutual funds. We can add one more beautiful, powerful, amazing one. Can anyone think of what that one is? Starts with a profit and ends with a share. Profit, share. Except you don't have to have any capital to get it. So let's move over to active. This is what you're actively leveraging. You're actively involved. You can own a business. You can own real estate. You can do owner financing, or you could do private lending. But you can see that the difference between the 2 sections is somebody else controls or you control. But at the end of the day, they all give a return, some greater than others, and that return goes back up to capital assets, and then you got more cash flow. And then you get to decide, are you going to spend it? I remember, guys, I hit $100,000 in passive income through profit share before I realized that all I've been spending it on is going out to a club or going on a vacation or just buying stupid things. It took $100,000 for me to realize that I'm spending it and not investing it. And so once I hit that $100,000 mark, I went, okay, time to grow up. and invest the passive income that I'm earning and letting the machine run itself. So let's see some digital hands. Is models and this idea of models, is this impacting anyone in any positive way? Digital hands, physical hands? Let's kind of see where we're at. All right, we got a couple.
So
Thanks, guys.
Lee, this model, the personal path of money, is what I teach on Wednesday. So this is what this is all about. Investing in You Inc. is about the personal money. This is what I teach there.
I love that. And so guys, if you want to deep dive, what a great opportunity. And Tom, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on when we break down what to put in our growth plans. Sweet. Well, with that said, guys, by the way, Jay is sharing more on the importance. This is Jay Papazan, one of the authors of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. He's sharing more of the importance of following models on January 20th, so next week. So this is going to be a special class put on by Keller Williams International, and you can watch it on kwconnect.com or the Pivot Shift Ahead page. We will also have it streaming in our training room. Now, you'll follow the right models to unlock a limitless life. So kind of built up models so that you can see that Keller Williams International is bringing tremendous value to you. You just got to plug in. And to close out here, Command can be your partner in implementing your lead generation plan this year. So we want to make sure that you know about this free opportunity. This is 100% free to get your 2022 goals inside of Command, and let Command be the model for helping you stay on track with your goals this year. So I'm going to put in the chat bar, I'm going to put here the link to register to jump into one of these classes. And with that being said, click on that, save it for after the class, hop in there. Keller Williams International is doing everything they can to bring value to you in 2022. Speaking of value, check this out. So yeah, family reunion is right around the corner, guys. So strongly recommend checking out familyreunion.kw.com. Again, that's familyreunion.kw.com, and checking out to see everything that is family reunion. It is our big event. It is our main event. And there will be a vision speech, a keynote speakers, and a state of our company. The dates again are a Saturday through Tuesday. We will have a digital version showing here in the office. You can access the digital version anywhere because it will be on your computer or iPad or whatever device that you use. And again, you can access this at familyreunion.kw.com. So pushing on through, the TCPA is important. It is understanding the value of the do not call list and recognizing and appreciating those that are on it. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the TCPA, which is the Telephone Protection Act, Telephone Consumer Protection Act. All right, productivity coaches, come on down and hop on in.
Okay, Sarah, are you able to be on now?
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. So I think we go to the next slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so here's some of the stuff that went on this last 90 days. So there was a competition in the last 3 months of the year in 2021 between all three waxmen. So those of you who are new or don't know, we have three offices, three locations, one company, and one is in Coral Springs, one's in Fort Lauderdale, and one's right here in Aventura. It was 90 listings in 90 days. And those of us here in the Aventura Market Center, we in the productivity coaching here in Aventura, we won the prize. We won the championship. We won the contest. And here's the most important part about it is that while all this was happening, all these listings were happening, a total volume of $16 million in volume, which means $480,000 in gross commission income to the people in the productivity coaching program. So this is what happens when you get coaching and you're coachable and you start applying what you learn. It turns out in helping people and then making money as well.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, let me hop in there and kind of bounce off of you. In 90 days, the agents in the coaching program averaged 8 listings a month. In what that means to them is just under $500,000 of income generated in 90 days, just the agents in the coaching program. Wow, huge. And so Tom, over the next couple slides, we have some massive wins going on for those in the coaching program, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's fire through.
Xavier Perez, his first buyer sale, his pending sale. So he's helped a buyer out and he's on his way to getting that thing closed. Next slide. Dominic Matozzo. Okay, he's showing off now a little bit. 3 listings, pending sale.
Yeah.
So that's a great victory. Coming into the coaching program, new agent, 3 listings, all under contract.
So what I see here is, I think Dominic, he came on, I don't know if he's still on. He is a prime example, guys, of getting ready to get started, to think about starting. Before he gets started, he's going to think about what he was going to do. And then when he was about to get started, he thought some more until he got sick and tired of that cycle. And he finally said, I'm going to do what I know I can do, and has been blazing a path ever since. So grateful to be in business with you, Dominic. And you know, it's an inspiration, guys, because many of you think the same way. I'm going to get ready to get started when I know enough and I can, and I'm going to think about it and blah, 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 blah. Dominic is crushing it. So he deserves all the recognition. Who's next?
Getting into action. Yeah, Danielle Batash, he got into action immediately as well. 2 listings pending. So they're not just coming to the classes. They're not just listening. They're taking action. Miguel Ellis taking action. His first listing and pending. So things are happening for Miguel as well.
Yeah, that's a long time coming. It's the harder you work, the luckier you get. And it's all piecing together. And Brian.
Brian Batesh, 3 contacts pending sale. So it's not just the action that people are taking, it's the habits, right? It's the habits, it's the systems. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our daily habits and our systems. And these guys are at everything that we do. They've got the systems, they follow a model in the system, just like Lee was talking about earlier.
All right. And so there's another contest coming, right?
There's another contest coming. So we're going to start it again here, January 15th. How many days is that from now? 2 days from now. So 90 listings in 90 days. We're going to have a prize. There's going to be a prize for this last prize. The guys that won last time got a free ticket to family reunion. This one, we're talking about cash. Well, we're going to wait and see, but that's what they told us so far. So we're thinking maybe a cash prize for 90 listings in 90 days, again, between all 3 market centers. So Let's not let them take away the crown. Let's repeat the winning the contest.
Amen. Amen. And so I squeezed this in here, Tom, for me, because this Tuesday I had the pleasure of being a active fly on the wall during y'all's Tuesday role play. And I know the folks that were in that room walked out of there a completely different salesperson. And they walked into that role play, into the class, having no idea what they were walking into. Because the question first was asked is, hey, what presentation are you using? And it was like deer in headlights. But then we slowed down, we pivoted, and they started to implement the step that comes right before doing a buyer consultation, which is, hey, what's the conversation you have? And they practiced it. And I know they're better today than they were on Tuesday. And yet that was the power of just showing up, being present, and practicing. You have any feedback on that?
Yeah, it's about being coachable. It's about humility. It's about teachability. It's about, hey, I want to learn to do this and then take action in this. So like here, many agents come into the business. Where am I going to get my leads? Well, yes, we do provide leads. We do provide seller leads to all the agents. And yet we also teach them how to get their leads. So how to do farming and open houses, get referrals using Facebook and social media. So we cover that every single Monday, 1:30 to 2:30. So if you want to figure out how many leads, because we read from that earlier in Lee's model, until you have enough leads, you really got nothing else going on. And this is how to get more and more leads.
Amen. Amen. So well done, PC program. You guys are crushing it. You're in momentum. The recognition is well deserved to those in the program and those that are really close to popping some business. Stay motivated, stay inspired, plug in, and away we go. Sue, come on down.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, afternoon. Welcome to the family, our newest agent, Alfredo Benitez, Kim, Shanice, and George. Welcome, guys. A pleasure to have you with us.
Yes.
A special
Huge.
thank you to all of our sponsors.
Amen. Amen. Well done, guys. And as you can see, Alfredo already understands the power of profit share. All he did was simply ask George to come in for a interview, and away we go. Here we are. And hopefully he's walking out of this meeting feeling a bit more inspired and a part of something. So
and
well
also
done.
to add, Joe Manny, he just joined us also. So he's actually in the training room. So welcome, Joe Manny, as well.
Joe
He just
Money,
joined last night. So
you want to share
welcome.
anything?
Yes, Joe Money, that's the name.
Welcome.
Awesome.
And our next slide. Happy birthdays to our January birthday. So happy birthdays to all of you guys. Happy birthday to David. Today's his birthday. So, and welcome our vendors partner, Catherine. You're next.
Hi, everybody. If I may, I'd like to do a little teaching moment.
Do it.
So I got quite a few calls this week, so I appreciate the calls. They were very interesting. A couple of the potential buyers that called wanted loan estimates. So I don't know who they are. I don't know what they're purchasing. I don't know how much they're putting down, and they haven't filled out any information with me. So it's impossible for me to give an estimate unless I have some information. So just for you newer agents that don't know, they really must fill out an application with me. I don't necessarily have to run credit, but I do need for them to put a little skin in the game so that I can give them what they need. I can only really verify what our fees are. I can't verify title fees. I can't verify transfer taxes, taxes in general, escrows. I don't know how much your insurance is going to be. I can only guess. So if you're asking for a loan estimate, it needs to be more specific than that, and it needs to be pretty specific to a property. So just an FYI, it's a moving target. If you ask 5 people for a loan estimate, you're going to get 5 different estimates, and none of them are going to be accurate because it's a moving target. You need definite numbers from title. You need numbers about transfer taxes. It's just not something that we can pull out of the air.
Well done.
So I may have lost a buyer as a result, but it's not something I can do. So just FYI. There's something else that's happening in February. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have decided to raise the pricing adjustments on secondary homes, which means the rates on secondary homes are going to be going up. So if you have people that are looking in the secondary market, get them in quick and get them locked quick before the changes take place. I think they're going to be pretty radical, and it's not going to be pretty. So I think they just want to pull back, and that's why they're doing it. But just heads up. So if your buyers are speaking to a loan officer and they say, oh, the rate is, I don't know, 5%. What? It's 5%? It's not us. It's not the lender. It's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac pulling back.
Let me hop in there. Let me hop in there, Catherine, because you just dropped a huge bomb, and I don't know that those that should be paying attention were paying attention. So what Catherine just shared is that the government, or let's just say Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, are doing everything that they can to make it really uncomfortable for those who are looking to borrow money for an investment property or a second home. I'm going to repeat that. It will become very uncomfortable financially for someone to borrow money in 2 months for a second home or an investment home, which means if you're working with an investor, you're working with someone looking for an Airbnb, you're looking for somebody who is buying a second home, in 2 months, the interest rate will go up about 1% than what it is for someone buying a primary residence. This is a bomb, y'all. It is a big deal that it's not something to be worried about. It's something to have conversations with your database about. Hey, what are your real estate goals for 2022? Oh, I'm buying an investment property. Awesome. Did you know that in a couple months, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are raising the interest rate 1% higher than it is for anybody else borrowing money? Let's get you into a consultation so we can see what's available today so that we can save you money tomorrow. Go ahead, Catherine, sorry.
That's it. So one other thing, there seems to be a lot of confusion about what people can afford just from a conversation. Well, I think I can afford it. So let me explain quickly what debt to income is, or DTI. And this is what every lender is going to look at. Debt to income ratios are your expenses, your monthly expenses, your credit cards, your car payment, plus your monthly housing expenses, or your potential, if you buy something, divided by your income. So if your expenses are $5,000 a month and your income is $10,000 a month, your DTI is at 50. So, I mean, it's a simple calculation, but that's what debt to income ratio means for all of you that don't know. So
Well done.
I'm sure half of you do know, but for the newer agents, maybe you don't. So I hope this helps a little bit. And Aria and I are doing a training on the 20th, I believe, at 11 o'clock, right before the team meeting. So I hope you all can come. It's going to be a Q&A. So bring your questions. We're always happy to help.
Especially about working with investors and second home buyers that you're working with, guys. This is a huge bomb.
It's huge. It's
Huge. And if you're not ahead of it, it's going to blow up in your face. So that's why we're talking about getting ahead of it, because you're going to have people in your car that in March, they're just not going to buy anymore. They're just not, because it doesn't make financial sense to borrow money. It's going to be a bomb, and it's a big deal, guys. So I'm happy you brought it up, Catherine. I got ahead of it earlier this week. Guys, this is not something we're just going to talk about once. It's huge, and it's right around the corner. So thank you, Catherine, for bringing it up, and what a great opportunity to talk more about it on the 20th. And we're going to talk about that in a second after Ari hops on. So Ari, take us home.
Hey guys, and sorry for that harsh landing in the beginning of the meeting, but my lunch is squared away.
Yes.
So, okay. I love the conversation we were having earlier and what Tom was talking about being teachable and being humble enough to show up and receive some learning experiences. Real life happened in real time with me in the office on Tuesday. And I love the fact that we have such a community and we're always talking to each other. And even if I'm doing a transaction with another agent, most of you guys know what your workflow looks like and can always help problem solve. So we came across an issue with an association, and I called the agent on it, and she said, oh, well, and I'm going to name drop, Tivi, it has a closing that's happening in this. Maybe she can help you. And how are they getting around this issue? Great. I talked to Tivi. She takes the time to come to my office to troubleshoot with me. And during that conversation, I learned that, Tivi was working with a seller, but they were using a different title company. And I just used that up as an opportunity to explain to her, hey, in the future, if you ever have sellers or listings, I can also just represent them. And I've shared that before with you guys, but the way that and I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sharing this now, but cat's out of the bag. So she was inquisitive enough to ask the questions and ready to learn and receive the information, and said, hey, you know what? I can't believe I didn't realize that that's how I present it. So sometimes you guys hear this information, but aren't sure how to practically apply it, and it was just an opportunity where I went to her for guidance and she was able to receive some guidance from me. And it's just such a benefit to being a part of this community that we have each other to spitball off of and to problem solve and to learn. And that was just like a real-time experience of what we were talking about earlier. And I just wanted to share that with you guys and also remind you that, yes, if you have listings and a buyer is using a title company, I can still be involved in the transaction by representing the seller as their attorney for a pretty much not much more than they would be paying as a settlement fee. Pretty reasonable. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you guys.
You rock, Ari. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Ari. And let me know how the salad is. All right, guys, let's close this thing out. I am going to share some awesome things that you should add to your training or growth plan over the next couple weeks. So again, this meeting is going to be shared. The slides will be on our Facebook page. So please join our Facebook page and check out the slides. But let me fly through these awesome opportunities. 12 listings, 12 weeks. This is every week on KW Connect. Top agents around the country were sharing how they take more listings. So go to KW Connect and look up 12 weeks of listings and put them in your growth plan. Going Vertical, which is the models course that is being taught on January 20th. Again, KW Connect. The enablement, KW enablement team is helping you put your goals into command. Register on the link here in our chat. Pivot Shift Ahead every morning at 8 a.m. There's a handful of us that participate in that. This is one of the most valuable add-ons from Keller Williams International and James Shaw. Strongly recommend hopping on there, joining the Pivot Shift page on Facebook and hopping on every day at 8 a.m. Listing Mastery on Fridays with Eddie. And every Tuesday, buyer and seller consultations with Sarah and Tom, along with investing in you and converting buyers with ease. So these are courses on Wednesdays and Fridays. Again, just put them in your weekly plan to hop in as much and as often as you can. And mark your calendars, January 25th. January 25th, y'all, all day. I'm going to bring back Win with Buyers. This is a model on how to build an efficient buyer system to sell a shit ton of real estate. So I dropped the little pattern interrupt for you because some of you guys are like, when is this going to get over? But I will help you sell an ungodly amount of real estate if you plug in. All right, so that is going to be January 25th, all day. All day. This is next week, KCM, Keeping Current Matters, with our broker. And the Q&A that we have talked about quite a few times. This is on the 20th at 11 a.m., right before the next team meeting. So, does anyone recognize the name on this slide? Right here. Joe Williams. Today, the Williams of Keller Williams will be on the commercial mastermind. So if you want to learn how to sell commercial, you can learn it from the absolute best in the company, the co-founder, Gary's original partner of Keller Williams, today at 3 o'clock. So again, we have the links here. All of this is on the training. This is on the calendar already. Just go on the internet and you can click away. Deep dive into models. This here is getting real updates from Gary Keller, Jay Papazan. I'm going to put the link to register for this in the chat group. And with that said, that closes us out, y'all. So that is what to add to your growth plan. Hopefully, you guys appreciated us going over 5 minutes. And any feedback, thoughts, questions, if you got to go, go. But thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.